Hello everyone, today's video is going to be an overview of the brand new limited edition Super Stearman. This is a Kingcraft product from Hobby King, bald balsa, it's an ARF, and we are very excited about this plane. No doubt by now you've probably seen some of the other videos. There's unboxing and build and flight and reviews and all that stuff. And hopefully you're as excited about it as we are. We've been waiting for this for some time and we're really excited that it's finally out. If you were fortunate enough to be at Neat Fair this year, which was actually a really good turnout despite COVID restrictions and all that kind of stuff. We actually had a good time, a good turnout of pilots, and I actually had a pre-production model of one of these there, and so some folks got to see it. And on the outside, very few differences, if any, to what was shown there. And I also did get to fly it, so I had gotten mine a few weeks before the show, put it together, built it, and then again showed it at the show, and to much fanfare. It was very well received. A lot of folks were really excited to see it, and kind of surprised to see how much detail is in this plane and how much it really just is a striking model. So when I finally got to fly it, it flew perfectly. It flew very well, and so I mean all around, everything from the way it looks to the way it flies, it's a great model. So like I said, this is going to be just an overview video, and I'm just going to show you what's in the box. And so to start off, it comes in a very nice sturdy box. It's usually double boxed, and so it's going to be well protected on its way to you. And so let's dig into it. We'll check it out. Okay, so now the box is open, and we can go ahead and see what's in here. So again, everything was really well packed. I'm very happy to see that. We do our best to make sure that stuff does not get damaged in transport, and I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be. But in the unlikely event that you do get a damaged product of anything from Hobby King, just reach out to support immediately, and we'll take care of it. Take care of it right away. All right, so let's put this out of here. Got a bag of all the metal parts, it looks like, and the cabanes, I think they're called, spinner backplate. This is the battery securing piece, landing gear, tires, wheels, struts, all that stuff. Okay, that's where I could get that. So, here's some washers. Piece here, securing the tail, and there is our beautiful fuselage. Now I will certainly show you some up close and detailed video and photos to show you the detail on this model, because it may be hard to see right now where the camera's focused, but there are tiny little screws along all these panels, and so I mean that's just extraordinary. It looks beautiful, it looks really scale, and it's just darn right cool. So again, it's just a beautiful, striking model. It is composite, so it's fiberglass, balsa, and some plastic pieces. You can see this is plastic here, and there's the tail wheel cover area here. So there you go, there's that. And we have our elevator. Horizontal stab and elevator. Cut that open. There. Here's your rudder. This is the middle upper wing. Got room on this table. Decal sheet, there you go, there's that. Obviously these are the wings. So this is an upper wing, this is the left side upper wing. You can tell that because this has the sunburst on the top there. And the bottom wing, I'll show you, has a checkerboard, just like the real Stearman. And I mean, look at that covering, it's just beautiful. It's nice and tight and obviously bold. Very, very, very nice looking. Like I said, this plane has a presence in the air that's just unbeatable. And that's the right side top wing. Okay, and there's the bottom. You can see again the checkerboard that I described. Okay, there you go. There's the bottom wing there. And the other wing. We can get rid of this now. And there's one more piece, of course, and that would be, oh, actually a few more pieces. Wheel pants. Almost forgot those. And on a lot of fields, a lot of grass fields, you need to usually remove the wheel pants because they just get caught up and grass gets stuck in them and they end up just carrying stuff around and they bind up your wheels sometimes. I've had absolutely no problems with my wheels on the Super Stearman, and they look pretty and they're fiberglass, nice and solid. These will hold up to anything, I think. Here's the other one. A couple of tiny little pieces. This is these are the little covers for the struts, the landing gear struts. And here we come to this beautiful cowl with a great looking dummy radial engine. It's even got spark plug wires on it, and it looks really great. I mean, look at that, fantastic. And again, this is also got some fiberglass components in it, some plastic and some balsa. It's nice and lightweight. The plane overall, I don't recall how much it weighed, but the motor that we've specified for it is more than enough for scale and beyond performance. It's a 4250 500 kV motor, runs on 6S with a 60 or an 80 amp ESC, I believe. 15x7 prop, if I recall correctly. And the the one distinction with the motor is that it has a reverse shaft. So it bolts right up and then it's got the shaft coming out. And then when you get to the part of installing your prop and all that stuff, it comes with this beautiful aluminum prop spinner back plate. I said prop, I meant spinner. But look at that. I mean, just gorgeous. And like I said, this is just a nice piece of aluminum and a nice back plate. And mine came balanced perfectly right out of the factory. I didn't have to balance it at all. I did check it, of course, but it didn't need any help. And so once I put the prop on it and carefully tweaked that, I had a nice, perfectly balanced system, and it was nice and smooth, and again, flew beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some close-up shots of all this stuff here on the table for you, and then we'll move on. Okay, so this is everything from the box, and it's all spread out nice. I did find the pilot. He was hiding under some foam and stuff like that, but here he is. So it does come with a pilot figure. And in the cockpit, it also does come with an instrument panel, which is nice and really great looking. I mean, the detail on that is fantastic. I'll get a close-up shot of that in a little while, but it's really great. It looks great in the plane. And it also comes with a piece of fabric to put behind the pilot here. I assume the real plane had that. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'll get that on there. So again, we have top and bottom wings, the middle wing section, the beautiful cowl with the dummy radial, wheel pants. I've kept the small stuff in their bags just so I don't lose them, because I'll probably end up building this plane at some point. But obviously, you know, it comes with tires and the landing gear again, the spinner, all the little parts for the cabanes and control horns. The rudder is a pull-pull wired system, as many of you would be used to. Comes with CA hinges for all the control surfaces. And it comes with everything you need, all the nuts and bolts. There's the tail wheel right there, steerable tail wheel, goes in conjunction with the rudder. Wing spars, aluminum wing spars, top and bottom, long one on top, short one on the bottom. And what else? Let's see. We have the aileron linkages, links the aileron, which is actually on the bottom wing, to the top. So both ailerons, top and bottom wing, both activate at the same time. And one interesting thing of note is that all the wire rigging on the plane is actually not functional. So even though we do supply you with all the means, all the rods necessary to do that, they're right in this bag. I kept them in there because they would roll around and get lost pretty easily. But since they're not functional, you can see in Stuart's video that he actually replaced them with elastic cord, elastic line found at a craft shop. And so it retains the look of those original components, but since again they're not functional, they're not required on the model, you save a little weight if you replace those. On my original model, I actually did install them. I did it just exactly as it comes out of the box, and so it was a little tricky to do that, but you take your time and you go through it. It's true with any model, I would imagine, of course. But I would think it's definitely a bit easier to maybe replace those with the cord and a couple of small springs as well. But it's up to you. The wing supports are right here, aluminum, nicely shaped. One thing to keep in mind when you build the model is pay very close attention to the manual, downloadable on the website, by the way. The manual is downloaded on the website. Go to the manuals and links manuals and files tab, and you'll notice that some of these, I'll get some close-up shots of these, they're cut certain ways. There's some angles on each one of these, and they're very specific as to which way they go. And I don't think you could do it wrong. You probably can't install these incorrectly, but just again, pay close attention to what the manual says about how to do these, and you'll have no problems with them. Overall, I should have kept a log of how long the build took me, but I basically did it over a week, a few hours a night and maybe a few hours over the weekend. So, maybe 12 to 14 hours total I spent building the plane. And because it was going to be a display model at Neat Fair and I was going to fly it, I took maybe a bit more time and went very, very, very slowly with it. So maybe you could do it in a little bit less time, especially if you're a really experienced builder. I built plenty of ARFs in my time, but it's been some time, so I went extra slowly. Really found no problems with putting the plane together. When you get to the those wing supports, you'll see that there are indents and cutouts in the wings for where you secure the mounts, which are all kinds of aluminum pieces or steel, I'm sure. These all go into the wings, and in the fuselage they're already there. That's one nice thing, is that you can see here on the fuselage those pieces are already there for those wing supports. So no need to build them there, but on the wings you do have to put them in there. And it's not hard, it's not difficult at all. Use some good epoxy. I used 30-minute epoxy so I could just make sure that I didn't have to rush to make sure they were exactly where they needed to be. And what I do is I usually, with stuff like that, I'll just apply epoxy in the space on the piece as well, put them together, and kind of do the same kind of thing you do with foam cure and foam tack, is to just let it cure for just a moment and then put it in there. It gives a bit of a tighter bond, and then if you need to, tape the pieces in place so they don't move while they're curing. The motor mount has 4 blind nuts in it, and the motor that you get will come with a mount, an X-shaped mount that'll go right in there. So that's basically kind of plug and play. And again, the motor does come with the reversed shaft, so the collet for the prop bar, I'll find that, it's around here somewhere. It's in a bag somewhere, but I'll find that. And let's see, oh, there it is. So here's the prop adapter, it's the collet type, and so that goes right onto the motor, and then this feeds through. And then so when you put the prop on, then you put the nut on and tighten that down, it'll tighten onto the shaft there. And then once that's secure, then you put the spinner top on, the cap on, and then screw right in there. And that screws right here, goes right in, and couldn't be any easier. So everything's really, really well thought out in here. And again, it was a nice, pleasurable build over a couple of evenings and a couple hours on the weekend. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Like I said, I'll get some close-up shots on a few things here. If you have any questions about anything regarding this, feel free to reach out. Please contact us at our support. I will put a link for that as well. Again, this is the limited edition Kingcraft Super Stearman. We're real excited about it. If you haven't got one yet, get your hands on it if you're interested, because they are limited edition. We don't have that many of them, and they've been selling fast. So maybe get your hands on one before the holiday season ends, and you'll have something under the tree. Be really happy about. All right, and so like I said, I'll get some close-up shots and some details and stuff. Okay, I wanted to get a bit of a close-up on the cockpit area and all that stuff and show you how this works. So the control stick is actually the release for the cockpit section. You push the forward and the whole thing comes out. So you can see it's just a regular canopy lock, spring-loaded. It's quite clever, pretty cool. And there it is, that's the control stick. And so when you look inside, you can see that this is where you mount your servos for the rudder and elevator. I mounted my receiver right here. The battery goes right in there. It comes with a strap that goes along with the mount piece. So you'll usually, I actually just put a piece of Velcro here, and I have Velcro on all my batteries, so I just slapped it on there. Then you insert this in there with the battery on it, and it comes with a a bolt that you secure through this hole right under the side of the firewall there. And that's how you mount the battery. The ESC ended up being mounted right in here. And I had opened up another small area here, just a little bit more air in through to cool the ESC if needed. My ESC comes down to cool, so it ended up not being a problem, but I had done that just in case. And so as far as the interior goes, I mean, you can see it's very well built. It's got nice, ribs, balsa ribs in there and stuff like that. It's really great construction. I'm very happy with Kingcraft's methods here. Let's see, you can see on the bottom here, the landing gear bolts in with 3 bolts per side, and there's blind nuts on the other side, so they're nice and secure, nice and strong. This is really firm here. There's a really good basis for the landing gear. I don't think you'll have any problems with anything buckling or any weight. There's more slots for more wing secure pieces. The firewall, 4 blind nuts. The motor will come with a standard X mount, which will bolt right into here. And again, nice and secure. It's a good solid piece. You can see the battery tray comes really well forward, so that sets up the balance. I had absolutely no issues with balance on my plane whatsoever. Out of the box, I didn't have to put any weight. I didn't have to change anything at all. It was actually right out of the box, perfectly balanced. So that that lends more weight to the idea that Kingcraft is really, and Stuart, are really making sure that this is the way it's supposed to be. Make it easy for you, make a nice pleasant build without a hassle. And so let's put that back. Again, that just goes in there, snaps in, and clicks in there. It's nice and secure. And again, the pilot, nicely detailed civilian pilot, looks really good. Really happy about that. He looks good in the cockpit. He's got a nice big smile on his face, and when you fly yours, you'll have a smile on your face too. And here's some close-up detail on the control panel with instrumentation. Really well done. I'll get some nice good close-ups of that as well. And also Stuart has a few things to say about some stuff, so I'm going to include his video here. And so off to Stuart. Okay, I'm gonna narrate this for Stuart. All he is demonstrating is how you can remove and reinstall the wings for transport. So he's putting the wing spar on the top there, the wing spar on the bottom, and you'll see that there are tabs on the top. There's a fiberglass tab that you bolt the top wing in once you've got it slid onto that spar there. And the bottom one is, there's a tab on the wing itself that when you slide that into the fuselage, you bolt that down. So it's relatively easy to transport and break down if need be.